G'day guys, Kayla here, and in today's video I wanted to do a post DCP tag. I don't know if this has been done before, and to be honest I didn't really research it, but the last video and the first video on this channel is horrendous and I wanted to kind of, I don't know, let's all forget about it. It's going to be there, but let's just forget about it. But I also thought it would be really fun to reflect on my CP. It has been a year since I got back, so I guess I'm just kind of dragging it out. But honestly, my Disney college program was the most incredible 10 months of my life. But yeah, I thought it would be interesting to go back over the questions that I answered in the last video and kind of see how different my answers were. So if you haven't seen that, go and watch it. It's so cringy. Like, I can't believe I even published it. Just the way that I say the questions is bizarre. But anyway, feel free to go back and watch it. I also obviously look very different now than what I do in the last video, but I promise it is still me. Not as close up, so in my face. In this video, I know one side of my hair is better curled than the other, but anyway. So go and check it out and then come back to this one and see what the differences are. Okay, so the first question of my DCP tag was, how and when did you hear about the program? And it's the same. It was through two friends. One, I heard about it in 2015, I believe it was 2016. I didn't really look into it at the time. I just remember going to her going away party and was like, wow, you get to work at Disney World, but it was never like, awesome. And I also, when I made a post about her going, I said, have fun in Disneyland. And if I was the same person then that I was now, I'd be so angry at myself for getting them mixed up, because I know just how different the two of them are. They're not the same place. But anyway, the second time that I heard about it was with another friend who was actually going to do the college program and did the same role as me, and that was at my graduation. Like I said in the last video, we were sitting down to get a photo and she's like, oh, by the way, I'm about to move to Florida to work at Disney World, and I was like, jaw drop, let me know how to do it. So that question is the exact same as last time. And yeah, the second question was, why do you want to do the program? I think in the last video I said to make memories and make connections and all that kind of thing, and it was pretty much the same. It was just something different, and I think reflecting on it now, another reason was just something new. I think I had been go 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 since I finished high school, and I was like, wow, this is my next big adventure. And yeah, I did it, so I can't really re-comment on that one, because again, it was the same as what my response was in the first video. How was your interview and acceptance process? How long was it? Again, same as the last question, all that's in the first video. I can't really comment again on it because my memory of it was fresher then than it is now. It's all a bit of a blur now. What is your role and what were your 3 top picks? Where do you want to work? So I was thinking about this question the other day and trying to remember what my top 3 picks were, and I honestly could not remember what else I put down. And even today I've forgotten what I put down as well, but again, it's in the last video. My top pick was operations. Thinking back now, I didn't realize that operations was what I applied for and not just straight costuming. Obviously costuming was in operations, but I thought I just applied for costuming. So watching that video back was really interesting. The other one it said I applied for was merchandise, and I can't remember what the other one was. In the video I kind of talked about what I thought the role was going to entail, and at that point I really wanted to work on the parades and shows. Unfortunately I didn't get to. I just worked in costuming at the Magic Kingdom, and that other part of the question as well, I had no idea about Disney World. I honestly did not realise that there were 4 different parks. I didn't realise that there were different shows and different parades. I didn't really know anything about it, so I was going into it pretty blind, which I think was kind of exciting to kind of learn from scratch and not go in expecting one thing and getting another. But yes, I did work at Magic Kingdom and I worked in the character room. Yeah, I say a lot as well. This hasn't really changed from the last video. There it is again. But yeah, so I think in the last video I just kind of talked about the role, doing laundry and all that kind of thing, and yeah, obviously saying that I wanted to work on the parades and shows, but what my role was so much more than what I ever could have expected. So I worked at Magic Kingdom and I worked in the character room. Due to character integrity, I obviously can't talk a lot about my role. I will die with some of the secrets that I got to work with and the people that I got to work with. But I was strictly in Magic Kingdom, strictly in the character room. Like I said, unfortunately I didn't get to work on the parades and shows. I tried so hard to, but it just didn't happen. But what I did get to do was absolutely incredible. I got to work with so many different characters and I got to meet so many different performers, and it was just awesome. I can do a separate video as well if you want to kind of learn more about that as well. And yeah, I didn't have a preference on where I wanted to work when I did the first video, but I am so happy I got to work at the Magic Kingdom. It was my favourite park. I was there more than any other park. And it was just, the hours that I worked were so convenient as well. So if I did like an early morning shift, I'd be finished by 2 or 3 and I could just get changed, go to the park and just spend the rest of the day there, which I pretty much did anyway. Or if I was working the late night shift, I usually tried to coincide my dinner break, lunch break with the fireworks, and I would either watch the fireworks from out the back of where I was working, or I would find a spot on Main Street or anywhere really behind the castle. I loved watching it from behind the castle as well. But yeah, I would find a place to go and watch the fireworks as well. So I'm so thankful that I got to work in Magic Kingdom. I'm sure I would have had a good time no matter where I worked, but it was just perfect. When do you arrive and where do you want to live? So I arrived, I think my check-in day was the 7th of August. I arrived on the 4th with 3 other Australians, and we kind of spent the next 2 days just getting our sleep schedule under control, and we went and organised our phones. We went and got plans. We had a little walk around and just kind of like tried to get used to America really. I think the most annoying part of the first 3 days was just trying to get to an AT&T. We all decided that we wanted to, like, we heard the best phone plan for internationals was with AT&T, and trying to get to an AT&T store was so hard. Like, we had to catch a taxi from, I can't remember where we were, I think it was just from our hotel just to the mall. I think it was the Millennium Mall. The taxi ended up costing us $70 US. We were so annoyed, but we couldn't call an Uber because we didn't have phones connected yet. And yeah, because he took us, we thought we were going to the right place, but it ended up just being like some weird, I don't know, it wasn't an AT&T store, it was like an AT&T, like, I don't know, where they do everything except sell products, like where they actually like deal with the service, whatever. I have no idea what I'm talking about. But yeah, then we finally got to the mall. It was so hot. That was one thing that I like did not even comprehend going over there, was just the humidity. Like, I walked out of, I think it was LAX. I think I walked out of LAX to go to the next terminal and my glasses fogged up, and then when I got to Orlando it was even worse. Like, that was just something that I did not expect, but got used to pretty quickly. But yeah, and then check-in day was great. I met all my roommates, which I'd already matched up with before I went over. There was 1 girl from Puerto Rico and 4 girls from the US. And yeah, it was a nice mix of cultures. They were all from different states as well, so hearing their accents was pretty cool too. We had 1 girl from North Carolina, 2 girls from South Carolina, and 1 girl from Kentucky. I'm really sorry girls if I got your states mixed up, I'm so sorry. But yeah, then obviously 1 girl from Puerto Rico and me from Australia. So yeah, it was a good time. Check-in week was crazy, but it was so good. I had a lot of fun. We went to Disney Springs the first night we got there. We went to Lava Lounge and I took a video of myself eating while while the volcano was erupting behind me, and that got a lot of attention, which was great. But yeah, and where do you want to live? So when we were talking about where we wanted to live, we all kind of, like I talked about in my last video, we all kind of agreed that we were going to live in Vista, and I was like happy. I was like, sweet, because I was going over there obviously with no car, and I knew that all the buses went from there. The rent was cheaper. There was a laundry, like there was a washing machine at the bottom of most complexes, or the complex close to you. It was also close to Walgreens and other fast food outlets, and it was just like, I'd been told by a couple of international people that it was the one to go for. So I went to bed one night and I was like, yep, cool, once applications opened, because obviously with the time difference, the applications opened while I was asleep. So the girls were going to go in, do all theirs, and then I would wake up and finish mine. When I woke up, however, they were all like, actually, we put in for Chatham, change to Chatham. And I was like, okay, righto. So Chatham was our second choice originally, but ended up being our first choice, and then Vista was our second choice. Which kind of took me by surprise because I was like all mentally prepared to go to Vista. But anyway, so we ended up living in Chatham, which was great. I love Chatham. It was nice. It was a nice like in between of like Vista and like Commons and Patterson. Plus most of the buses went there. We were on the ground level, which was great because I didn't have to walk up 3 flights of stairs with like 50 kilos worth of luggage. We were close enough to the front gate that it didn't take me ages to like get to the bus if I was running late or anything, and we were also right opposite a laundry, which was perfect. Loved that. And yeah, so I lived there for my first program, and then my second program I lived in Vista. So the day came to move, I packed up and I moved into my new apartment, which was in Vista Way. I got there first thing in the morning, and I don't know what just popped, but something just popped. Hang on. Okay, sorry about that. I have no idea what just popped in my room, but I thought it was something like electrical, so I just turned off all of my PowerPoints, and I hope that like, I don't know, we'll figure it out at the end of this. But yeah, so I got to my new apartment first thing in the morning. On the day that I moved in, the house had already got 2 girls from Norway, 1 girl from Mexico, 1 girl from Scotland, and 1 girl from England. So it was a nice multicultural mix, and I was so happy. 2 days after I moved in, my roommate was the girl from Mexico. She had finished her program and she moved out, so again I had my own room and I was so happy. But when I moved in, I moved to one side of the room, but she had the good side of the room and I knew she was moving out, so I waited till she left, had moved out, and I moved all my stuff over, so I had the better side of the room. So apologies to my later roommate for taking the good side of the room. But yeah, and then I think a week after that, without like knowing anything, one of the girls from Norway moved out. She moved to Commons, I think it was. And I didn't know what was happening. I don't know if many of the girls in our apartment knew what was happening, but it was fine. But yeah, so that day I moved in. That is my complex. That is my apartment story, I guess. Yeah, and then I left. So to finish off that question, my extension date ended on the 31st of May. I actually flew out of Orlando on the 31st of May. What is the number one thing you want to accomplish on your program? Again, I think in my last one it was like making friends, memories, fun times, connections, and I did all of that. One of the big things that I accomplished in myself was the confidence to do something new and different. Moving to America was hands down the biggest thing that I've done in my life. I have done, since I graduated high school, I've just been like go. I've done so much stuff, like became a qualified makeup artist, started working on counter, went to university for 3 years, travelled overseas for I don't know what it was called. It was the Prague Quadrennial. It was like a big like design exhibition. After graduating high school, I had moved to Sydney to work on a TV series. I had worked on YouTube series, I'd worked on music videos, I'd worked on small movies, like I'd done a lot, which I'm so grateful for every opportunity that I've ever been given. But like Disney hands down was the biggest, toughest challenge I've ever faced, and coming home and realizing that I had done everything that I had done was probably the biggest accomplishment. It has given me so much confidence to do so many more things, like travel the world, get jobs wherever I want. Like I felt like I was such a homebody before I left, and didn't really want to like take too many risks in case it didn't pay off. But doing this program has proven to myself that I can literally do anything that I put my mind to, which I hope I get to continue to do in the future as well. But yeah, I made so many friends. I miss them all so dearly, so if you're watching this, everyone that I met, from performers to housemates to random people I met during the hurricane, like thank you so much to you guys for giving me the most incredible experience of my life. I miss you all so much. I'm keeping on track and up to date with you on Facebook and Instagram as well, so don't worry about that. But yeah, that's the friendships that I made, and appreciation for things, whether it's different people, like experiences, home, like my appreciation for everything is skyrocketed. Like, I just have such a better appreciation for life after doing the program. What are you going to miss about home? I think I said pretty much everything. But what I did miss was my family a lot. Around Christmas time was pretty hard. I especially missed my grandma. I think that was one of my biggest, like, not to get like too deep and emotional right now, but that was one of my biggest things going over, was how much I was going to miss my grandma. Just because she's kicking on, and you just never know, like, life is so unexpected, you just never know what's going to happen. So I was so scared that I was going to go over and come back and her not be here. So around Christmas time, that was especially hard. There is no curl in this site, trying to divert the subject from being sad. But I did get to FaceTime her one night that I was at Magic Kingdom, and I showed her the castle all lit up as well. So that was quite a beautiful moment for myself. And she actually started crying. Oh, I could not tell you the last time that I saw my grandma crying, but in that moment when I was saying hello to her, she was crying, and I was like, no, don't you dare. And it was like, oh, anyway. But yeah, I missed my family, I missed my friends, I guess, I didn't miss as much as I thought I was going to. I think just because I was like on the go all the time, and just if I wasn't working, I was at the parks. I didn't really have a lot of time to reflect on what I was missing, which I'm kind of grateful for. I think that would have put a real dampener on everything if I had focused on it too much. What else did I miss? Oh, Kmart. Oh man, I missed Kmart, like, no joke. The day that I got home, I walked around the Opera House and got photos in front of the Sydney Harbour Bridge and did all like the Australian touristy stuff. I went back to my old job, saw some of the girls there. I just walked around one of the local malls here just to kind of get reacquainted. Then I went to Kmart and just walked around, because I was like, no, like, I need to do this, because like, yes, America has Target, and yes, America has Walmart, but it's not the same. Like, there's something about Kmart that's just mint. But yeah, so Kmart. What are you not going to miss? I can't remember. I think in the last one I said I'm not going to miss anything. I don't know. And there wasn't anything that I didn't miss. I don't think so. There wasn't anything that I came home and was like, oh, I have to do this again. What do you want to take away from your program? Question is kind of similar to what is the number one thing you want to accomplish in your program. I think again in the last one I said I want to take away friendships, memories, connections, all that kind of thing, which I did, obviously. This is really bugging me. This side is so flat. Ugh. And I did, like, I just had that spiel about the last question. Like, I took away so many friendships, so many memories, and just so many personal achievements and personal strengths. And that's pretty much it. Like, there's not much else to add to that. But yeah, just the confidence, the strength, the determination that I gained from that program to now do anything I want is incredible. So yeah, all in all, I am so happy I did the Disney Cultural Exchange program, or if you're in America, the Disney College program. And if I could go back and do it again, I would. In saying that, I probably wouldn't do it forever. Although I loved my job, I love the people that I worked with, it's not a job that I could keep up forever with the pay. It honestly does come down to pay. I could not keep that job and do like everything that I wanted in the world. Like, I saw and talked to so many people working there who struggled so hard financially that I wouldn't want to be like that. I also had obviously a lot of people asking me when I got back, would you do it again? And obviously I said yes, like I would. But at the same time, something that made my program so special were two guys that I was hanging out with. So shout out to Zach and Mike. They honestly made my program, the second half of my program. I didn't really know them the first half of my program. It wasn't until about start of February where I started hanging out with them every single day. But honestly, so much of my fun and memories come down to those two guys. So I'd be scared that if I went back and did it again, it wouldn't be the same. I'd be expecting to have the same experiences and the same magic, and I'd be so scared that if I went back again that I wouldn't have that. So I'm so glad that I did it at the time that I did. I obviously want to go back and visit 100%, like I'm planning to really soon, but go back and work again, I don't know. But we'll see. You never know what's going to happen. But anyway, guys, that was my post DCP tag. It got a bit like emotional there, I guess, at the end, just like my last one as well. But I hope you enjoyed. If there's anything you want me to talk about or go over, let me know in the comments down below. I want to do some more DCP videos. Even though it's been like a whole year since I got back, I feel like I'm just like hanging on and dragging on with it, but like there's honestly still so much I want to talk about. I created this channel as a vlog channel because I had full intentions of vlogging everything while I was over there, and I did start to, like the beginning, like the first couple of weeks I 100% did, but I just got so immersed in the moment and the experiences that I kind of was like, no, like I don't want to concentrate on trying to get the best shot of this or just trying to get like the right thing on camera. Like I just lived in the moment. So I didn't do a whole heap of vlogging like towards the end of it, but I have all the experiences up here. So if there's anything you want me to talk about, let me know. I want to do more videos on this channel. I may also have some like upcoming plans that I'll talk about. But yeah, so that's it for today's video. Give this a big thumbs up, give it a subscribe, and I will see you in the next video where hopefully, I don't know, I'm still new to this whole thing. I'm not great on camera. I'm usually the person who's behind camera. But yeah, I want to explore this channel and explore what I can do with it and help you guys out, especially those of you who are from Australia and New Zealand heading over to do this program. It's a big thing and I want to try and help you guys as much as possible. So if you have any questions, like I said already, leave them down below. I'll get back to them as soon as possible. But for now, have a swell day and make good choices, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.